If you need gift ideas for kids that aren't annoying, I've got you covered. Maybe I should clarify, these gifts are not annoying. I can't speak for the kids that you're buying for, but we have 6 kids. Our oldest is 17 and our youngest is 3, and we've had our fair amount of toys in our home over the years. And today I'm sharing with you the things that have stood the test of time for our family. These are things that our kids have loved receiving and have managed to avoid being decluttered in a home where very little is safe. These things last and they get played with. So I will leave links for as much as I can in the description, but a couple of these things are so old that you can't get these exact items anymore. So I'll link to something similar if it's not available. Okay, let's get at it in no particular order. This remote control lamp has been going strong for over 10 years. It has some different modes where it's lit as a full moon, or you can have it cycle through the waxing and waning phases, or just select how full you want it, how bright you want it. So right now, our littlest kids have this in their room, and it's really nice for a bedtime light because they have enough light to wind down before they go to sleep, but it turns off after about 20 minutes. Our oldest son asked for this for Christmas from my mom and dad ages ago. He was really little, like I said, probably over 10 years ago. And he's moved past it, obviously, but it's been enjoyed by every kid in our house at some point. It just needs a battery change every month, 2 or 3, depending on how much use it gets. And the batteries in the remote, I probably have only changed once in the entire time we've had it. So this has been a really, really great gift. The next thing I want to share with you is some bathtub toys that don't get nasty. We've all had our fair share of nasty tub toys, right? Nobody has time for that. So Alex Toys is the company that makes these. They're called tub stickers, and they're just these foam shapes. And when they're wet, they'll stick to the side of your tub, so your kids can do whatever they want to do with them, make up stories with them, whatever kids with wild imaginations do, right? And then when it's time to clean up, you shove everything back into this mesh bag that it comes with. Everything fits back inside. And it has suction cups on the bag to attach it to your shower wall so everything can drip dry. Nothing is collecting water inside, getting moldy, getting gross. Please don't buy those for your kids. It's such a health hazard, and what a waste of money, right? Like, we've had these probably since our oldest kids were probably 4 or 5 when they got these. So this has been an awesome gift. This little tea set is made by Green Toys. It's made in the United States from recycled plastic, and it is just so well made. Like, this stuff is solid, and it's gotten so much play and use in our house. My only complaint with this teapot is that it leaks if you put liquid in it, but they've actually improved the design of it, so I don't think that would be an issue if you got a newer version and you actually wanted to put water or iced tea in it or something like that. Like we tried, made a big mess. But regardless, plastic tea sets usually feel really junky, and this one is really good quality. Like, you can feel the difference. Not all plastic is created equal. I'm sure you can agree with me on that. It's in really good shape, like as good as the day we bought it. Good luck breaking this thing. I mean, don't come at me if you try to go drive over it or hit it with a hammer and it breaks, but for the abuse that kids put toys through, this one is gonna last you. Boogie boards. The first time I saw one of these, my niece was doodling on it, and I was kind of confused. I'm like, okay, so it's digital and you just erase it, but can you save it to a digital device or something? And she tells me, no, you can't save it. You just erase it and you draw again. Like, I don't get it. I didn't get it, but now I get it, you guys. You can't save it. That is the whole point. Your kids can draw and doodle, and you can't save it. You don't end up with endless amounts of precious drawings taking over your house. Don't get me wrong, I love a good stack of drawings, but I think we can all appreciate reducing the amount of precious paper in our houses, right? And kids love playing with these because it's sort of like getting screen time on a digital device, but it's just a doodle pad. It's not always a good substitute. Like, sometimes kids want something tactile, really pen and paper, markers, whatever, but this is a good substitute sometimes. And these things are great to throw in a bag when you're going somewhere and you need something for your kids to do, like maybe during a church service on a Sunday morning. Most definitely get ones that have a string attaching the stylus to the device. Otherwise, you'll constantly be searching for that pen. And we have 3 of these. And do you think we could find 1 pen for the making of this video? No, we couldn't. Regardless, don't bother with getting one that doesn't have the stylus attached, and also don't bother with the kind that have different kinds of templates that slide behind a sort of semi-transparent screen. We had one of those. The removable papers that you put behind the screen, they were always getting lost and beat up, and I think that Boogie Board ended up in the trash pretty quickly. So don't bother with that, but the original ones we have, they've been going for years and years. All right, let's talk about noisy toddler toys for a second. I would say that 99% of noisy toddler and baby toys out there should just simply not exist. But this baby Einstein guitar is a rare exception to my hatred for noisy toys. Janie got this thing for Christmas from her great aunt and uncle when she was 1. So we've had this for 2 years already. And I'm not in a hurry to get rid of it. It's cute. The songs that this thing plays are actually enjoyable. So when a kid engages with this thing and they strum it or they press buttons, I'm not gonna do it right now because I think it's gonna be, I don't know, the microphone might pick it up weird and you're gonna think it's annoying when it's actually not. I don't wanna give a wrong impression, but if they're pressing buttons, it plays more of the song and it'll keep going and they're like playing away. But then if it gets turned on and the kid walks away from it, I'm done. It's smart enough to know when they've stopped playing, and so it will stop. It doesn't just keep playing forever and say, hey, are you there? Come play with me. I hate it when toys do that because then it just doesn't stop, right? Just know when to stop. And this thing doesn't have any singing, it's just music. So I think if you don't like noisy toys, this is one that might not get on your nerves. If your kids love playing Mario Brothers, may I present to you these Mario plush toys. Stuffed animals pile up unreasonably fast in our house, but I have learned that they are actually something that our kids have played with a lot, and these Mario stuffies definitely have seen a lot of playtime. These are probably some of the oldest stuffed animals in our house, save for a few like precious baby ones that the kids hang on to. But if you are a kid and your time playing video games is limited, sometimes the next best thing is to just make up your own stories for Mario and his pals. So we've added to this collection of characters over time. They are a little bit pricey as far as a stuffed animal go. I mean, it's small and it's somewhere around 15, 20 bucks. But if you build the collection up over time, it's a really fun thing to add to and a fun thing to receive. I think we will probably still have these when our grandkids come to play at our house someday. So. Next up, Magformers, but the cheap ones. These are so comparable to the brand name ones. There's lots of comparable products out there. And if there's a difference between these and the brand name, please enlighten me. But we've had this set from Amazon and it was easily half the price of Magformers. And they've been extremely well made. Save yourself a few dollars, a lot of dollars, get cheaper ones. There's cheaper options out there, but kids love playing with these things. I sort of get it. I don't really have to understand. It's enough for me that they're having fun, they're being creative, they're not asking to play video games or watch something. And I also sometimes will throw these in my bag for a Sunday morning activity to keep hands busy during a church service. They're a great activity for when I'm reading to my kids or when they're having quiet time in their room in the afternoon. But they will end up all over your house. You're just gonna have to be okay with that because everything's gonna end up all over your house. If you haven't made peace with that yet, you're gonna have to make peace with that. Obviously, Lego has to make the list for gift suggestions for kids. There's times I miss the old days. When I was a kid, we had one ice cream pail full of Lego, and that was it. That was all the Lego we had. You make stuff, you break stuff, you put it away, one pail, easy to clean up, easy to take care of. There's no way I could reduce the collection of Lego in our house. I cannot. I have been told by everyone in my family that Lego is the one toy I should not attempt to downsize, so I won't. I have respect for people's boundaries. Despite my dislike for the marketing genius that is making a Lego set out of everything, Lego is a wonderful toy. And my kids have had tons of sets over the years. They build them. Sometimes they keep them built. And they're on display in their rooms, the more special ones. And then other times they just take them apart, right? Make them into other things. That's the point. This is a toy that is open-ended play. It encourages creativity, discovery, and it keeps their hands and brains busy. So now that my kids' Christmas wish lists aren't just a wish list of all the Lego sets that they want, it's kind of sad. These seasons passed way too quickly. So if your kids love Lego, you probably don't have too much, even though you think you do. Books are a great gift, and I could make multiple videos with book suggestions, but I will just throw a couple out here. This is It's a mouthful. I'm gonna see if I can say it properly. The Biggest Story Bible Storybook. Yeah, The Biggest Story Bible Storybook. The illustrations in this book are so incredible. They're so vibrant and captivating. My kids love looking at the pictures in here. And the stories are written in a way that it just exalts Jesus so much, rather than weighing kids down with the burden of morality. This book has sparked some really deep, meaningful conversations with Felix, our 6-year-old. And I like the way it's structured. Like, it takes you through the entire Bible from start to finish and explains how the Bible is written and tells a lot of stories that a lot of kids' Bibles will leave out. And then at the end of every story, there's a prayer. And this has been really helpful as well, just teaching our younger kids how to pray, because sometimes they'll, like all of us, will get into a rut in the things that we talk to God about. And so this just illustrates for him and for Janie things that they might not have ever thought to pray to God about and things to talk to Jesus about. So I highly recommend this book. A favorite picture book over the past few years in our house has been Frog on a Log. And as you might expect, it's full of rhymes, but you have to get the full effect of it, you have to pull out your best attempt at a British accent. I'm sorry if I offended anybody just by reading the title with my accent. It's not great. But otherwise, some of the rhymes don't rhyme properly. You have to say it with an accent. And then where middle grade novels are concerned, I can confidently say that the Wingfeather Saga by Andrew Peterson, is definitely a favorite among all of our older kids. I read this entire series aloud to one of my kids, and fair warning, I wept through parts of this last book. It's so, so good. And if you haven't read this, or your kids haven't read this series, I definitely recommend you get it for them. I've said it before, I am not much of a game person. However, I am growing. It's amazing what love will make you do, right? And Felix has really been loving games lately, and I love Felix, so I've been playing more games. So Taco Cat spelled backwards is one that we've both really been enjoying a lot lately. I like it because it's quick. It has a video tutorial that teaches you how to play in about 3 minutes. It's not a bunch of complicated rules that are gonna take you an hour to figure out how to play a new game. And then the way it's designed is so good. Like, the box is the game board, and so everything just fits in here. You play on the box, and then it all folds up when you're done. This says that it's for ages 7 and up. My 6-year-old plays it easily. He has a really good grasp on numbers, so if your kids are good with numbers, they'll be able to play this earlier than 7, but 7 is probably a good age to start with that one. And then this one's probably pretty popular already, I think, but Codenames, if you haven't played this one, I definitely recommend it. You do need to be able to read to play this one and to have a good vocabulary. So it says it's for ages 10 and up. I would agree with that. And another one that our family loves to play is Telestrations. This is a great one to play when your family all gets together at Christmas time too. It's a mashup sort of between Pictionary and Telephone, where everybody draws a picture and they all get passed around, people guess what it is, and then they draw that thing, and then the next person guesses what that is, and then someone draws what that guess was until it comes back around to you. And then you reveal the progression of what your booklet began as with the first word and what it ended up as, people guessing what they thought that each picture was. It's very funny. And kids who can read right up to grandmas and grandpas can join in the fun on this one. Again, this does require you to be able to read. The box says age 8 and up, but you would have loads of fun with this game. And then Bop It. Anybody out there remember when this was a thing in the 90s? I wanted one when I was a kid and I never got one. And then my sister-in-law bought this for my kids. Is it annoying? Yes. But they have a lot of fun with it. This gets played with a ton, so I cautiously recommend this for your children. And finally, pajamas. Our kids always love getting new pajamas for Christmas. They need new pajamas anyway, so you might as well make it a gift, right? I usually pick them up from Old Navy when they're having 50% off sales before Christmas, or from Costco, since theirs are a really great value too and very good quality. But there you go. I know it can be hard to come up with ideas of things to get kids when they already have so much, But if you found a helpful idea or two in here, I'd appreciate if you like this video and let me know if you have some tried and true gifts that have proven themselves over time. I'd love to hear what they are in the comments. I could always use some new ideas too. I'll be back soon with some gift ideas for the teens in your life, so make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss that, and I will see you later. Bye.